and the tri-state area this weekend as the storm moves into the New York area with our own Liv Johnson in the Weather Center. And Liv, give it to us straight, what we're in for this weekend.
So, Lisa, as you know, we always like to give kind of a preface of how things could change, right? I think right now you could definitely expect 6 inches at minimum. So I think 6 to 10 is our most likely guess. It's kind of what everyone has been going for. It's kind of what we've all been in agreement for. I'm going to switch over to these monitors to show you some things that we have going on. So we have a winter storm watch that's just been put into effect for the entire tri-state area, and then of course up into New England, because this system is affecting so much of the United States. It is not just the tri-state area too. It is traveling from the plains, from the southeast. It's really going to cover an extensive area of the country. So winter storm watch in effect starting late Saturday into Sunday. Into Monday morning. Temperatures start to drop. Today is nice and mild, but we're really going to start to feel each hour get colder and colder. Tomorrow's only a high in the low 30s. Saturday's a high in the teens. And then we're locked in the 20s before and after this system. As I said, potential for 6 inches. That could go up. So right now, again, 6 to 10, but we really could see 10 to 14. And then we're also looking at the chance of a sleet and ice combination depending on what happens really in the layers above Earth or the atmosphere. So 6 to 10 for this area, actually a little bit less further north because of the way the system is traveling. And we could also see less if there's enough warm air aloft. If it stays a little bit further south, we could get more of that sleet ice combo. It just depends on how warm the layer is above us, how warm that air is. So we can't see it yet, and we have high pressure that's going to be protecting us for the next couple of days. We start to see the system form. This is 5 o'clock in the morning. It's in the middle of the country. Like I said, it's taking up a lot of the U.S., even Dallas expecting some ice. It's going to travel into Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, into the mid-Atlantic. And actually, they'll likely get more snow than us, places like D.C. And areas in the mid-Atlantic. Snow starts to move in probably the overnight hours of Saturday into Sunday. It lasts all day Sunday. This is that sleet ice combo that we're talking about, is the pink. Regular precipitation, just rain, is the green. All right, it goes through our entire Sunday. It goes into Monday morning as well. Your commute, you might still see some snow or ice, depending, but then we'll be in the clear by Monday, and then we just have really, really cold air. And we have some more to talk about, but we'll do that after a quick break. Back up, but I don't care.
Well, isn't it better if we sit there with that behind us?
Yeah, we can go over here.
No, I think it's better. It's bigger. And she's got all her.
It just randomly said it was reconnected.
You're minute 15. Minute 15. You can go for like 5 minutes. Yeah, just a Q&A back and forth. $30. $20. Don't forget to tease to our poll and for people to submit their pictures. Five, 4, 3, 2,
Hey everybody, welcome back to Newsroom Live with Lisa and Liv. We are here in the Weather Center. This is her domain. I had to come up here myself because I really want to know, is it going to be as bad? Does it have the potential to be as bad a storm as we're hearing? Up to 12 inches of snow on the ground in New York, Arctic temperatures, which could last for days. That means the snow is going to be hard and dirty and yucky on the ground.
And just ice and slippery and all the things. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, as I said earlier, we're expecting at least 6 inches. Like things could change, but I don't really see that number going down.
Right.
Which, you know, if we just get 6 inches, that's pretty manageable. I mean,
Right.
it depends on what other things it comes with. Is it 6 inches of snow and a bunch of ice? Do we have, you know, frozen limbs and then power lines that go out? Like, you know, there's so many things that can happen with winter storms. But yeah, at least 6 inches could be up to 10 to 14. I know, so that's
Whoa, up
more
to
than
10 to
a-
14 inches. Okay.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
could. Okay, we
Could.
really have to see what happens over the next couple of days. It's really hard to predict and give people these numbers, but unfortunately, that's also what people care about the most. Obviously, they want to know, is this a significant snowstorm or not? But I mean, some people even today weren't giving out their estimates because really 48 hours before is when we have the best one. It's when we start to have the best idea. And then obviously each hour after that, like Audrey, who's working Saturday night, 6 and 10 p.m. shows, she'll have the best idea.
Because that'll be
right
the closest.
before.
So
yes,
let
but
me,
even tomorrow will obviously be better too.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because we just talked with Deputy Commissioner for the Sanitation Department, Joshua Goodman. He said tomorrow morning, the Sanitation Department, they're starting their road preparation. They're putting the brine, called the turkey juice, on the streets of New York to get ready. They're going to salt on Saturday morning. But when would we start? What are some of the models telling you for when we will start to see snow coming down?
I think we'll get through Saturday dry. I think the earliest it could happen could maybe be like 11 p.m. Saturday. But I do think most of your Saturday will be dry, picks up in the overnight hours, and then it just snows all day Sunday and then into early Monday.
So it probably starts snowing late Saturday night?
Yeah.
Is what it's looking like
At
now?
the earliest would be late Saturday night, yeah.
And then the latest would be like later on Sunday?
Monday.
Would be Monday.
So it goes into... the latest it would start would just be the early morning hours of Sunday, like really early.
Oh, wow.
Before people really get up on Sundays. So you're going to wake up to snow.
No matter what.
Yeah.
That's pretty guaranteed.
Yeah.
Liv, what about the scope of this? Is that a hype? They're talking about that this could be one of the biggest storms we've ever seen in the whole United States. It's affecting so many places.
Right. I think that's why it might seem so hyped up, is because it's a system that's covering so much of the U.S. And we actually have here. I have
Sarah, can you show? Yeah.
I can show all the active alerts right now. I mean, look at this. Look at how much of the U.S. is under an alert.
Oh, wow.
And think about how we rarely have alerts going on. It's always the first thing we bring up, and we saw that we have the winter storm watch. But then when we go back to, sorry, I have to stop and play again. When we go back to this is a winter storm watch even for northern Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. It goes all the way up the mid-Atlantic. It goes up into almost Canada. And then these are cold weather watches. So imagine what it takes for Minneapolis to have a warning
have a cold weather
about
warning.
cold weather warning. Yes. And then this is a winter storm warning. Yes.
And these are from the National Weather Service, or where do these come from?
Yes. And then this is an ice storm warning in Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yeah. This is a winter weather advisory in Alabama. This is a winter storm warning in Texas, all the way down to Travis, Texas. All these places, like almost to Mexico, right? They don't get weather like this.
No.
New Mexico has a winter storm watch. Colorado has a winter weather advisory. And yeah, extreme cold warning for North Dakota. So like the majority of the U.S. has something going on right now.
Wow. And then some of the states, like North Carolina, they already declared states of emergency.
Yeah.
And then you look at, so this is also hitting areas with like the big airport hubs.
Right.
You got Dallas, Dallas-Fort Worth, Atlanta, Chicago.
Right. Yeah. And then here in New York. I mean, nothing, today is perfectly fine for conditions. Tomorrow should be fine as well. But I can't really speak for the Southeast, actually. I think Friday they might start seeing stuff. I don't know that for certain, but I think they're starting to see flight disruptions as early as Friday. And then, yeah, it's going to be probably pretty backed up for people.
So when we talk with you about wind conditions and rainstorms and that type of thing, you always talk about the speed, like the speed that it's moving in fast, and this is moving out to the ocean, or it's moving with something this big? Is there movement, or is it just like this? All this bad weather is kind of stuck in this spot.
It's there's movement. So I looked earlier, showed you guys earlier where it starts early Saturday,
Right.
and we see some ice, some rain, some snow,
Right.
and then we see it move across. It's
Oh wow.
really crossing into, Virginia Saturday, probably late morning, early afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Then it hits us, and then look, it's still trailing behind. So even though it looked like the system kind of moved along, it still has this whole part like connecting.
So
and
it could go
moving.
on for a long time, right?
Or
it
yeah.
gets shorter when it gets to New York.
No, it's pretty much, it's all day Sunday.
Wow.
And then into Monday. I couldn't tell you, it's too early to say like what the rate would be, because that matters too. Is the rate an inch per hour, or is it 2 inches per hour, or is it half an inch per hour? And that makes a big difference, because same thing with rain. If it comes down, if we get an inch of rain in a day, that doesn't matter. If we get an inch of rain in 30 minutes, then that, that like overflows our subways and stuff like that. So
and the sewer systems,
right,
which
exactly.
we've seen and everything.
So I don't know what the rate of this snowfall will be, but it will be an all-day event. So either way, it will accumulate, because most, snow events go like a few hours,
Right,
So
right.
it's going to be an entire day, and then we'll be in the clear by Monday, probably late morning. And we have this polar jet stream bringing us cold air. It's already started for, all those places with the extreme
polar jet stream?
polar jet stream,
Oh no.
subtropical jet stream, and they're kind of colliding. So this has moisture and energy.
Okay.
This has cold weather. They come together. Energy, cold, temperatures, moisture, snow, and then that's what
Mess.
Yeah, mess.
Basically.
But it's really like the low pressure system traveling up too. So.
And then, okay, so there's polar jet stream, so the cold, and then the sanitation department commissioner said their forecast, whatever they're looking at, is that next week is expected to be very, very
So
cold.
cold. I'll go to the 7-day.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, that really
take a look at
also
that?
complicates things.
Oh.
And it just, I hate to look at it. Because, yeah, as early as Saturday, 19.
Is the high?
19 is the high temperature.
19.
And then all of at least the first half of next week, low 20s. And look at our lows, 13, 19, 10, 11. And then, of course, look, windy. That's going to feel like single-digit temperatures. Yeah. So then, as we were talking about in the beginning, that snow that is on the ground is just going to stay there, freeze over.
Get hard.
Yeah.
Get slippery.
Yeah.
Wow. So we're basically in for it.
Yeah. This is like a real winter experience.
And we haven't had these that, the past several winters have been a lot more mild.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
like I don't even remember forecasting a lot of snow ever last year.
No, there wasn't that much. I think we had maybe 1 or 2 snowstorms.
Yeah.
And they weren't even that big. It was,
right.
Because it was so warm.
Right. And I think we've maybe had 2 so far this season of like measurable snow. We had 4.5 inches maybe a month ago. I don't know how, I can't remember things like that.
I know.
But that was our last, the time we were last hyped a little was 4.5 inches.
Right. And then we had the last weekend we had some snow, but it was more the cold weather.
Right.
That was doing it. So in terms of the frequency, you explain, help us understand what you know, but help us understand why it gets more accurate when you're closer to the time that it's supposed to happen. Like people are like, you guys have all these computers, you have all these instruments. Like, because we want to, can't you just tell us? Can't you just tell me how much snow is, am I not even going to be able to open my door or get on the road?
Right, because we can't control all these little things that can change and then influence the weather. Like, we have an idea of what's going to happen and a forecast that kind of shows what is most likely to happen. But I mean, we're dealing with so many things happening way, way, way up above us
Right.
that if something tweaks in one of those things, then it has a, kind of like a trickle down effect for what happens. So that's why earlier I think I was mentioning warm air aloft. So if we get a little bit more warm air, which we're still kind of tracking above us, then that gives the chance for the freezing precipitation to come down, warm up, refreeze, and that usually means freezing rain, sleet, ice. Versus for it to snow, it has to be below freezing, below freezing, below freezing through all these layers, and then it stays snow. So you know what I mean? Like, even if it's obviously below freezing here where we are, we have the stratosphere, we have all these other things that determine what actually happens as this precipitation is falling.
Right, I understand.
So, yeah. So if anything changes up there, then it changes the outcome down here.
Oh, wow.
And that's
Do
why
we need to
try
take a
keep
short
it
break?
broad.
I'm getting my phone's going. All right. We're going to take it. All right. I'm just trying to absorb all this. It's plain and simple. It's going to snow. It's going to snow in New York City. It's going to be really cold. So get out the big boots, get out the big coats, the shovels. If you didn't have salt, hopefully they have it in your area. You can salt your sidewalk, salt your driveway, whatever. If you're in the city, you're going to make sure you got the right boots and everything. But I'm with Liv. This is Newsroom Live with Liv and Lisa. We'll be back right after this.
Good job, guys.
I can hear Crystal.
Minute 30. Yeah, we're going to 2. Gabby has some user questions too. Six to 8 inches is the current guess for our poll. And then someone's asking about exploding trees. When it gets so cold, trees explode. That's a rumor. $20. 10.
We are here in the Weather Center. First time for me in the Weather Center.
First time.
With my colleague from our weather team, Liv Johnson, and we're talking about this big storm that is making its way across the United States and just what it's going to mean for us in the New York area. And Gabriella has some questions, I think, from people.
So people are wondering how Rochester, New York is going to look with the storm.
Okay, Rochester, New York. Okay, we're going to check on Rochester, New York.
I'm going to
and
go.
if you have questions, you can drop them in the chat on Fox Local app. We're on YouTube Live now too, right? And our YouTube viewers. Hey guys, drop some questions or comments for us. We're going to check that out as well. And apparently, the range of guesses about how much snow is going to fall in New York is 6 to 8 inches. So that's what some of the guesses and some of the forecasts
pretty solid.
have been.
6 to 8 inches is pretty solid guess.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
but it could definitely go up.
Okay.
So Rochester, wait, I don't even have snowfall totals. I'm just looking at National Weather Service because I don't actually forecast you guys for Rochester. I'm in the tri-state. But you do have a chance of snow already today.
Today.
Patchy blowing snow between 2 and 4. More chance of snow tonight. Friday is snow all day, it looks like. Saturday, a chance of snow. And then Sunday, snow in the afternoon.
So Rochester,
So you're just snowy for the
whole
next few
weekend,
days.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
really.
and that's it. But it's northern. It gets a lot of attention. That's Liv's giving you the forecast from the National Weather Service because that's not on our usual list of places that we're
Right.
forecasting here. We're mostly New York City, Long Island, Connecticut, New Jersey. And what else, Gabriella?
Some people are wondering if it's going to reach the south at all based on the models, if it's going to reach Tennessee, Georgia.
Yes.
Is the snow going to reach down there? People are asking.
Yes, but it's tricky for those areas because so I'm from Georgia and my family's actually flying up from Georgia today.
Oh, wow.
And they were supposed to fly back Sunday and I was like, you just go ahead and move that to Monday, which they did. So what we're looking more for the south is going to be ice, just because their temperatures are a little warmer than ours. So it has that better chance of heating up and then refreezing and just being ice. But I don't mean just being ice as like that's a walk in the park. In fact, growing up in Georgia and having family in New York, they'd always make fun of us for canceling school and stuff. Oh, you guys can't handle a little bit of snow. And it's like, really, it's the ice is always the issue in the South. The ice makes streets so
yes.
dangerous.
Yes.
We can't just plow it. We can't just salt it. Like, it is really just a terrible thing to have if you're talking about traveling. So that's why schools were always canceled, even though it didn't look like much. So that's what we're expecting this weekend for the South.
And also, too, the South doesn't have they don't have all the trucks, all the salting, the brine, all of that type of stuff. I was down south when a snowstorm, and it was a very similar thing. It was the ice on the highway on I-90. There was ice on I-95,
Right.
and we had a issue.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
slid right off. But
I'm looking into this is Fox 5 Atlanta.
Okay.
And so Atlanta's under a winter storm watch. It's mainly North Georgia though. But additional counties, including parts of Atlanta, could be added. Primarily an ice storm, not a snowstorm, making impacts harder to predict and potentially more
Exactly
severe.
what you just said.
Yeah.
Exactly what you just said. All right, Gabriella, what else? And I'm going to
Anything
repeat the
else?
question because you're not on a mic.
Oh yeah, so our New Yorkers in Staten Island and Putnam County, New York, are wondering how it's going to look for them in those.
Okay,
Staten
let's
Island,
start with
Putnam
Staten Island
County.
first because they're right there on the ocean.
Yeah, and Staten Island is likely just going to kind of be in the same boat as us. So we're still, I'll go back to our snowfall prediction map. Where is that? Right here. Showing 6 to 10 for all of the boroughs.
6 to
So,
10 is the forecast.
Yeah, 6 to 10 inches.
Sunday to Monday.
Yeah. So, but Putnam County could,
Straight north,
right.
like above White Plains.
Right, could see less depending on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So, and usually it's the opposite. You know, usually we think like, oh, the Hudson Valley is going to get a lot more. They usually get more instances of snow than us.
Right.
But again, because the way this system is moving and how it's in the middle of the country and then the southeast, and it's coming up towards us instead of down from Canada, that's why we're expected to get a little more for New Jersey, New York, Long Island.
Wow. What else, Gabriella?
Yeah, for all the people asking, should they do their food shopping now? What is the safe bet on that? Should they get all their activities done now, they're asking, or will they probably be able to go out with this weather and get the things
Yeah, but they may. Well, okay. The question is, should people go out now and get their supplies and food and everything for the weekend? Well, today's Thursday, so
Right.
the stores are going to be stocked. If you wait till Friday or Saturday, there may not be as much stuff there.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Friday and Saturday, you'll definitely be fine. Sunday, I would just, no.
Chill.
Yeah.
Just chill.
Just chill.
Just chill.
Thankfully, it is.
Chill in the
it
crib,
is
chill in the house.
It's a weekend, so, you know, most people aren't working. Thankfully, not as many people have to go out. But yeah, I would just lay low on Sunday. And then Monday, I mean, the event's going to be done by early Monday. But of course, then how good are the roads looking? That could be a little bit tricky because
Right.
it's going to be so cold. So yeah, I mean, I don't ever want to cause a frenzy to like run to the grocery store and buy all the milk, but for just like necessities, if you already do need something, then yeah, today, Friday and Saturday, all fine.
Okay. All right, there you have it. Anything else? But
People are worried about power lines going down. Could we expect power lines going out, losing electricity at any point?
okay, so that's a
Yeah.
big question. We Con Ed, the Office of Emergency Management here in New York, Emergency Management. It's not no longer the Office of Emergency Management. Emergency Management here in New York City, and Emergency Management and many of the surrounding counties and the state. And many states have emergency management, but here they're in touch with Con Ed. They're talking with them if there's any power lines. The issue that we've seen in the past has been when the ice, which you mentioned,
Right.
was
ice.
the power lines get icy, and then there's a problem, or the water goes down. The water hits electricity, that type of thing. But we've been really lucky with the no power outages, significant ones for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
In New York, Con Ed did a lot of upgrades, even though they raised the rates. A lot of people complaining about that, but
Hey everyone,
they,
it's
a lot
Alex
of,
at the TriCaster. We have 2 minutes left.
a lot of with a lot of ice, that's really the biggest problem. So
Right.
just to sum up everything for everybody, because we've got about another minute and a half left.
Right. So we're actually pretty warm and mild today. Tomorrow temperatures start to drop. Saturday, big drop, high in the teens. Snow starts to roll in as early as Saturday late night, like 11 p.m. But most likely it'll start in the overnight, early morning hours into Sunday. Snow all day Sunday into Monday morning. We're looking at about a chance of 6 to 10 inches. I think at least 6. I don't see us going down from there, but it could be 6 to 8. It could be 10 to 14 if things change from now and the next couple of days. And then, as you were talking with power outages, that's going to depend a lot on how much ice we could see and what the conditions are while the system is going on. So it actually probably is better
1
for us to get a
minute.
little bit more snow than ice. But yeah, that's
We'll see
the
what
forecast,
happens,
yeah.
and we'll have continuing coverage here on Fox Local and Fox 5. And you need to make sure you're checked in with the app, that you have the Fox Local app if you're watching us on YouTube. And also for New York City residents, you can download the free app Notify NYC. You can get alerts about transportation changes, power outages, and things like that. That's what emergency management told us they recommended. And I would just
30
be ready. It's going to
seconds.
snow. Don't make any big plans for Sunday. Don't
Not
have
at
any
all.
brunches, parties, anything like
No.
that. It's get your food, get comfortable, and stay warm, everybody. But Liv,
Yeah.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
letting us be
Lisa.
in the
Yeah.
in the weather center here, and thank you for joining us for this edition of Newsroom Live from Liv and myself. Have a wonderful Thursday, and we'll all get through this together. All right, have a great day.